You played Michigan a couple of years ago. Obviously, things were a little different. You were the quarterback. Now you're tight end and receiver. I mean, how much different has it been to prepare for them from a different spot?
I mean, I think just having that quarterback preparation mindset, it's helped a lot. You just look at things globally, and then there's different things that you can detail in on. Like this time around, I'll be focusing more on how the DNs play, how the linebackers are. Not to worry about the corners or the safeties. Still, have a good grasp of what kind of coverages they're going to play, what the fronts are going to be, different stuff like that. But still, I mean, I think just globally looking at it, it helps a lot to have a quarterback mindset.
How's the tush push gone so far, you think? And how'd you get involved in that?
Yeah, I think, obviously it didn't go the way we wanted it against Akron. We didn't really have an opportunity for it last week, but I think that's something that will come into play this game later in the season. I think it's a play that you can't just expect to line up and run it without practice. You kind of have to. You saw Akron. I mean, they were 8 guys inside of 3 guys almost, and those guys flying over the top. So you kind of have to fine tune that a little bit, but I think that can be a deadly play on those short yardage situations.
When did they come to you and say, "We want you to be Jalen Hurts"?
I don't know if Coach Holgerson ever said Jalen Hurts, but that was kind of a thing. I think last year, I don't know if Coach Holgerson even we were at USC. I think we were backed up on the 1-yard line right before halftime, or somewhere backed up or coming out, I should say, and just wanted to get out of that situation. And Coach Holgerson was still, I don't know if he really exactly knew what Sandy was. I don't remember. So then they were like, Heinrich, go in and run Sandy. I was like, okay. Or tush push, I'm sorry. So I go in there, and we got like 3 yards. And from that point on, Coach Holgerson was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, like Heinrich can get 3 yards a pop on Sandy. So, I think that was just a continuation from last year. Didn't really work on it a whole lot in the spring, but still continue to get snaps with Justin. That's not the easiest thing in the world, getting under center snaps, especially when Justin's got 3 guys lined up on his face. So just continue to work on that.
Why is it called Sandy?
I'm going to be honest, I have no idea. That's been the name of it since I got here. I don't know if I'll get yelled at for saying that it's Sandy, but
Change the name.
Tush push, I guess.
When you know that's going to be a part of what you do you then go look and watch film at who does it best? Do you watch the Eagles and do you get a sense for like why it's unstoppable basically for them?
I don't think we've really broken it down yet. We put it in kind of like the Eagles have it with someone right behind me and pushing my tush, I guess. But that's Luke Lindemeyer, and like I said, we haven't really spent a whole lot of time on it, but that's something that maybe moving forward we'll use a little bit more.
A couple weeks ago on Emmett's first touchdown run, you cleaned out a guy. I saw you put your hand up right away. You knew he was gone, and then last week you kind of came around and got a guy pretty good. Do you take as much pride in how have you developed in that part of your game, getting in guys' face, I guess?
Yeah, and I mean the first thing I'll say is the one last week, and it was a loud hit. Like when I hit him, I thought, oh, like this guy's dead. Like I thought I cleaned him out, and he ended up making the tackle. So, that's something that I'm working on is continue to run my feet through contact. It looked really cool on the replay, but at the end of the day, my guy still got in on the tackle. So that's something that I have to continue to work on. But yeah, I mean, Coach Rule challenged me earlier this fall. Just to be physical on those kind of split zone blocks. And, that's something that I've really started to take pride in is just trying to be as selfless as I can, like cleaning out those gaps for Emmett. Trying to just widen the gap as much as I can. So, that's something that I've been working a lot on and, something I take pride in.
Kind of like a car crash.
A little bit, yeah. But, at the end of the day, you can't you can't go into it thinking like that. Like, you have to think about delivering the blow. It's just like running the football in my mind. If you go into if you're the ball carrier and you go into a hit scared, you're going to get lit up. You have to try and just get lower than the opponent and run through them.
Is there any specific tight end, whether that's college or NFL, that you've kind of watched film of to try to set an example for yourself?
Not so much on those split zones. I think the one that I remember watching was Coach Sat showed a little bit of Kyle Juszczyk from the 49ers. A little bit smaller guy, but just big and bulky, and you watch him fly across, and he's blocking guys who are 50 pounds heavier than him, and he just gets lower than all of them and just cleans them out. And it's not a kill shot every time, but he does his job. He widens the gap, gives the running back a clear lane of view, and
For you to have fully committed to making the change that you did at the end of last season, how much did you have to buy in and believe that it was a position that you could play beyond just this year? Is that an important element for you in this whole process?
Absolutely. I think that's part of it is, me, the self-belief that this is something that I can do moving forward into the future, past this level, whatever that looks like, I'm not sure. But I can't think about that. Right now, my job is to be the best tight end I can be for Nebraska. Whatever that is, whether that's blocking split zone, or next week if Coach Holgerson asks me to go line up in the slot and run verticals, that's what I'm going to do. And just having the self-belief that I can do all of those things, no matter what it is. So, yeah.
Heinrich, how do you describe the opportunity that's ahead for this team? Having a blue blood program come here to open Big Ten play.
It's every time you have someone like Michigan, like you said, a blue blood program, it's an opportunity for a win that goes down every single year. That maize and blue M that pops out on the schedule every year. It doesn't matter what they look like the year before. It pops. And, just having the opportunity to go up against another historic program is a huge deal.
How important is the mental aspect in terms of pass protection and run blocking is it this week, just with how variable Michigan's linebackers are?
Yeah, they're athletic. All of their linebackers, they substitute a lot, show a lot of different looks, a lot of different fronts, and like to bring some pressures. So just being ready for that and being ready for how physical they are. It's a little bit different than the last couple of weeks. They're a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, a little bit stronger. So we have to be prepared for that. But I don't think there's anything that changes technique-wise. Just being, I think, mentally prepared for that.
Does that game 2 years ago factor in your mind and your motivation at all as you go through this week?
Absolutely. That game did not go the way I wanted, not go the way any of us wanted. It just got out of hand really fast, and we did not respond the way we wanted to. I don't think that we put our best foot forward that day. I've been thinking about it for the last couple of days, just how that week went, and what are some different things that, while I'm playing a different position now, there's still aspects of that preparation that go into it that you have to be ready. If something does go wrong, if I mess up at the tight end position, it's not a pick or something or a fumble. It could be a fumble, but how, if I miss a block, how do you move forward from that in a game like this where they don't care if I just messed up? They're going to bring the same intensity every single play.
Thanks, Heinrich.
All right, thanks, guys.